are back with a whole lot of cult leaders and some truly wild UFO religions. Here is part 2 of the top 10 terrifying people who claim to be from space. Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have Yvonne Cole. Yvonne is a person who claimed back in 1986 that they were receiving messages from an extraterrestrial being. They predicted that all Earth civilizations would be destroyed and that there would be multiple alien cultures that arrived to the planet in 1994, which, as far as I can tell, didn't happen. Yvonne even went as far as to claim that the government was working in cahoots with these alien beings. They said that the alien landing would be broadcast, but by then humans would have been conditioned to have no problem accepting the new extraterrestrials, as they will advance the evolution of our humanity. Of course, as these predictions continued to fail, people who followed the same UFO religion as Yvonne began getting disappointed and their faith started to waver. Despite this wavering faith, however, there were of course some very devout followers who also claimed that they were able to channel these messages from aliens. In our number 9 spot today, we have Alan Michael. Alan is credited with being the founder of the UFO religion called the Universal Industrial Church of the New World Comforter. Really rolls off the tongue. Alan claimed that in 1947 he was contacted by the quote, great galactic being that has manifested itself in our Milky Way galaxy. This being asked him to serve as the supernatural comforter and to preach supernatural truth to the world. This wasn't his only encounter with extraterrestrials, however, as he also claimed to have physically encountered a flying saucer in the Mojave Desert in 1954. The founding of this cult came in 1973 when he also published his first volume of channeled revelations entitled The Everlasting Gospel. This has nothing to do with space, but I just couldn't leave this part out. Alan also ran for President of the United States in the 1980 and 1984 elections on the Utopian Synthesis Party ticket. I don't think you need to be a history buff to know that he didn't win. In our number 8 spot today, we have Hans-Günter Fröhlich. Hans is the man who is credited with the founding of a cult which we are going to call THG for short. Headquartered in Vian, Austria, this cult was founded in the 1980s and 90s, and they enjoy handing out pamphlets with quite an interesting idea of how life came to this planet. They suggest that a certain race of humans actually came to Atlantis from a star, which they allege is information that they gathered from ancient Sumerian manuscripts. This cult has a whole pile of extremely controversial beliefs, all based on the idea that this race of extraterrestrial beings are divine and that they came here to dominate the others. Those who believe in this wild set of values and stories apparently also believe that there is a giant space fleet on their way from the star to Earth, where they will all join forces and complete what they believe is the path we are destined to follow. It's not hard to tell that these beliefs are extremely harmful, and I think it just goes without saying that this is a UFO religion we can all just stay away from. In our number 7 spot today, we have Billy Meier. Billy is the founder of the UFO religion called Free Community of Interests for the Border and Spiritual Sciences and Ufological Studies. Didn't know ufological was a word. He claims to have been contacted by aliens and that he even has photographs that clearly show UFOs. He claims that he is in regular contact with extraterrestrials called Plagiarin, and he also claims to be the 7th reincarnation after 6 other prophets: Enoch, Elijah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Jesus, and Muhammad. Billy also claims to have other materials as proof of his alien encounters, such as metal samples, sound recordings, and even video footage. In our number 6 spot today, we have Ivo A. Benda. Ivo has an entire movement centered around them. The Universe People, or Cosmic People of Light Powers, is a Czech movement that is centered upon the belief system that extraterrestrial civilizations not only exist, but are communicating with Ivo and other quote-unquote contactors. It is said that this has been occurring since October of 1997, and while the original contact was telepathically, it has since moved to become direct personal contact. According to Ivo, these civilizations operate a fleet of spaceships that orbit and closely watch Earth as they wait to help the good by eventually transporting them to another dimension. This UFO religion is sort of like a mix of many others and even includes some Christian teachings as well. In our number 5 spot today, we have Hon-Ming Chen. Hon-Ming is the founder of Chen Tao, which is a UFO religion. Hon-Ming was actually an atheist until he joined a religious cultivation group. After breaking from this group, for a short period he created another group with one more person, but shortly after broke that off as well. He then moved to the United States, and from here is when he began to start incorporating more pseudo-scientific information when it came to his beliefs around the cosmos and UFOs, as well as including the Christian motifs of the prophecy of the end of the Great Tribulation. It is said that now this religion mixes beliefs of Buddhism, Taoism, and UFOlogy, and that it focuses mainly on how we each have 3 souls that are able to transmigrate. A lot of focus on spiritual energy here. Hon-Ming believes that the Earth went through 5 periods of tribulations that date back to the age of dinosaurs, and that each of these events were only survived by beings from North America who were rescued by God in a flying saucer. He also believed that the solar system is 4.5 trillion years old, which is roughly 300 times the age science gives for the universe, and he also believes that the solar system was created by a nuclear war. Sure where he got that one from. In our number 4 spot today we have William Ferguson. Back in the 1950s, a Chicago mailman by the name of William Ferguson created a cult called the Cosmic Circle of Fellowship after he claimed that he had made contact with beings from another planet. William claimed that by going into a state of extreme relaxation, our mind, souls, and bodies could potentially just cease to exist. After experimenting with this state for about a year, William began to claim that he could transport himself to the 6th and even 7th dimensions. Not only this, but that every time he returned to Earth, he found his body no longer existed, and he had to recreate it by strenuous psychic exertions. William started to claim that he could channel techniques for healing and spiritual development through a pan-dimensional entity called Kauga. He actually said that he could use this special technique given to him by Kauga, where he could clarify water in a way that would heal almost any disease. This of course resulted in him being charged with medical quackery and the perpetration of medical fraud, for which he was convicted and imprisoned. After his release, he began explaining that he had been transporting himself to Mars, and that he had even taken trips aboard a spacecraft. He revealed that the spacemen and their ships exist in higher dimensions and can therefore appear in and disappear from our own space-time at their own will. In our number 3 spot today we have Erika, Hedwig, Bertschinger-Eicke. Erika is said to be the founder of the quote religious order that is called Fiat Lux, which is Latin for let there be light. This group has members that mostly live in Germany, and Erika was said to be the spiritual leader and trance medium that went by Urilla. According to members, she actually was able to receive messages from not only Jesus Christ, but also Mary as well, the mother of Jesus. Those who follow this group believe that the apocalypse is coming and that alien ships are going to arrive to evacuate those who follow the religion. After this, they are going to transform the Earth into a new paradise called Amora. Apparently, the end of the world was supposed to arrive in 1998, but it's now been postponed, quote, due to the immense praying energies of the faithful. In our number 2 spot today we have Sheldon Nidle. The Ground Crew Project is a UFO religion that was started by Sheldon Nidle, who began posting about it online in 1996. Basically, this religion believes that the Earth is on the verge of a cosmic transformation, which was expected to happen as the Earth apparently made its passage through the high energy properties of a quote-unquote photon belt in the 1990s. This religion basically just wants to ensure that humanity is prepared for the first large-scale contact between Earth and the Galactic Federation, which is said to be the alien organization that will help with this upcoming transformation. Members of the group are said to be acting as sort of mediators and almost like the spokespeople between the extraterrestrials and the populations of Earth. Of course, there have been a series of failed predictions over when this was going to happen, so now the group just says that the contact is going to happen, quote, as soon as possible, and that in the meantime the group is doing what they can to prepare mankind ahead of time. In our number 1 spot today we have Marshall Vian Summers. The worldwide community of the New Message from God is a new religious movement that is centered around, quote, the messenger, Marshall Vian Summers. It is said that he is the prophet on the order of Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad, and that he is able to receive otherworldly communication. He has taken to recording these communications, the transcripts of which reach about 10,000 pages. The main point of these communications warns of an upcoming incursion on Earth called the Intervention. Basically, he claims that this is going to be a global upheaval that involves interactions between humans and extraterrestrials, which he says are from the, quote, greater community. Whatever that is. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.